The Robert K. Chalmers Distinguished Educator Award, given since 1981, recognizes excellence in pharmacy education. I can't tell you how pleased I am to be able to present this award, as Bob Chalmers was one of my key mentors. This year we honor a superstar in pharmacy education, someone who has elevated our whole thought process with respect to teaching and learning, and that is Dr. Melissa Medina, Professor and Associate Dean of Assessment and Evaluation at the University of Oklahoma College of Pharmacy. For nearly 18 years, Dr. Medina has worked to enhance and improve instruction and assessment at OU by teaching throughout the entire Doctor of Pharmacy curriculum. She is the recipient of 18 teaching awards, including AACP's Innovations in Teaching Award and the OU Regents Award for Superior Teaching. She has written more than 40 pharmacy teaching-related articles and works to mentor others to design and conduct quality studies to assess student learning outcomes. Melissa is the embodiment of dedication to her students, to her colleagues, and to her family. Throughout her treatment for 2 cancers in 2014 and 15, and again in 2016, she continued her college, campus, and national and community service, actively working on AACP committees, carrying her regular teaching load for students, serving as PTO president for her son's school, and continuing to conduct research and publish. Melissa, please join me on the stage.
Thank you so much. I would like to thank all of the staff at AACP and the Chalmers Committee for selecting me for this extremely humbling honor. To say thank you does not capture the enormity of what I feel. I'd also like to thank all of my colleagues at the University of Oklahoma, Pete and Mike and Catherine, for coming today, as well as my dean, Jolene Drugalis, for her generosity, collegiality, and friendship. They are immeasurable and deeply appreciated. She is also a Chalmers Award recipient 20 years ago, so to be included in a category with her is quite overwhelming. I'd also like to thank my parents, Beth and George, and my mom in particular for her dedication, her advice, and encouragement and love. I have a great deal of love and admiration for her and grateful for all the sacrifices she's made for me. A special thanks goes to my family, Pat, Maddie, and Drew. They're all here in the front, so you can come down for pictures later. They are my greatest teachers, and they make everything possible and all of it worthwhile and especially very enjoyable. I really appreciate all of their support and unlimited patience with me. When I asked my son what I should say today, he said, "Whatever you do, don't talk about us." So I'll apologize now for not complying with that wish. When I first started at OU, my department chair at the time said I needed to attend this meeting called the AACP meeting. I did not realize at the time how life-changing that suggestion would be. My first AACP meeting that I ever attended was in Toronto, and I was pregnant with my daughter, Maddie. I remember attending sessions delivered by model teaching scholars, or as I like to say, the AACP royalty, such as Jolene Drugalis, Susan Meyer, Peggy Piasek, Gail Brazeau, Vicki Roche, Diane Beck, and Pat Chase. I left every session inspired and undeniably smarter. After Toronto, there was no question that I would become a regular AACP meeting attendee. And so it went. Each July, Pat and I would pack up Maddie and my son Drew, and we would head out to the AACP meeting. But with each passing year, my family saw me less and less at these meetings. In fact, they really started getting irritated with me because I would wake them up at sunrise while I was getting ready for a session, and I would not return until well after sunset. Finally, my family said, "We aren't coming to the AACP meeting with you anymore. We're going camping instead." because even though the kids' banquet is unbelievable, we just don't see you enough. Well, you can imagine how awful I felt at first, with the exception of not really wanting to sleep on the ground outdoors like a burrito for bears. But in reality, I could not blame them, because although I really did want to spend time with them, I really did not ever want to miss a single minute of the meeting. What I realized is that the AACP meeting had become my annual girls' trip. Now, that may seem really lame to any of you that have actually gone on a girls' or guys' trip, but I never have, so the metaphor seems fitting. Although it isn't a spa vacation, AACP is a time where I learn from master educators such as Cecilia Plaza, Cindy Stowe, Adam Persky, Andrea Franks, Russ Melchert, Evan Robinson, Ashley Castleberry, Margarita Duvall, Martin Brown, Jeff Kane, Frank Romanelli, Alicia Bolden, just to name a few. And please forgive me if I did not mention your name specifically. I was only allotted 3 minutes, and I think I've probably gone over my time by now. But what I realize is that this is what's supposed to happen at a girls' trip, at least in my mind. You reconnect and you get inspired and you get energized and you leave exhausted, yet renewed to tackle a new year as an educator and a researcher. So I want to thank each and every one of you, because during this annual girls' trip, you have helped shape the educator that I am today, and that is a result of your wisdom, mentoring, and friendship. What you do here at the AACP meeting matters. It influences teaching and learning and assessment throughout the year, and how you teach makes a lasting impact on your students, on your colleagues, and that is a gift. And I am forever grateful and sincerely thank you with my whole heart. Thank you.